We all know how overwhelming life can get. But have you ever stopped to think about how your mind feels in the midst of it all? The constant noise, pressure, and distractions can drain your energy and make it hard to focus on what really matters. If you've ever felt mentally exhausted or stuck in a cycle of stress and worry, it's time to do something about it. Today, we're going to talk about how to detox your mind, reset your focus, and reclaim your inner peace. Imagine waking up every day feeling clear-headed, energized, and ready to take on the world. It's possible, and it starts with simple, powerful habits. Stay with me as we dive into practical steps you can take to free yourself from the clutter and find the mental clarity you've been craving. Ready to transform how you think and feel? Let's get started. Number 1, eliminate toxic thoughts and replace them with positivity. If you want to detox your mind, the first thing you must do is eliminate toxic thoughts and replace them with positivity. Because if your mind is full of negativity, you will never create the life you want. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions determine your results. If your mind is full of self-doubt, fear, and anger, how can you expect to achieve anything great? You can't. That's why you need to take control of your thoughts. Most people don't realize this, but every single day they are programming their minds, either for success or for failure. And it all starts with the thoughts they allow to take root. If you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable, you are building a mindset that will hold you back for years. But if you replace those toxic thoughts with strong, positive beliefs, you will start to see changes in your energy, your motivation, and your ability to take action. So how do you do it? How do you remove the toxic thoughts that have been running your life for so long? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that come into your mind. Notice what you say to yourself when things go wrong. When you make a mistake, do you immediately start criticizing yourself? When you face a challenge, do you assume you will fail? If so, you've got to stop. Negative thoughts can feel automatic, but you are in control. You must recognize them, challenge them, and change them. One of the biggest sources of toxic thoughts is comparison. In today's world, people are constantly looking at others, what they have, what they do, how they live. And this creates a dangerous cycle of feeling like you're not enough. If you keep comparing your life to someone else's, you will always feel behind. But let me tell you something. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. That's it. Focus on your own growth. Every time you catch yourself comparing, shift your mind to what you can improve in your own life. Another major source of negativity is the people around you. If you spend your time with people who complain, who gossip, who always see the worst in everything, their energy will rub off on you. You might think you are strong enough to ignore it, but over time, their words will start to shape your thoughts. That's why you need to be very careful about who you listen to. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who push you forward, and who encourage you to think bigger. If you want a strong, positive mindset, you can't afford to let negative voices control your thinking. And what about the way you talk to yourself? Most people speak to themselves in a way they would never speak to a friend. They criticize, they judge, they tear themselves down. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, you will start to believe it. You have to flip the script. Speak to yourself with encouragement. Instead of saying, "I'll never succeed," say, "I'm getting better every day." Instead of saying, "I'm not smart enough," say, "I can learn anything I put my mind to." The way you talk to yourself matters. It determines your confidence, your energy, and your ability to take action. Now, some people will say, "But what if I don't believe it?" It doesn't matter. At first, it might feel strange. You might not fully believe the positive things you tell yourself, but if you keep repeating them, they will sink in. Your mind will start to accept them as truth. This is how you reprogram your thinking. This is how you detox your mind from years of negativity. And here's something important. Your environment plays a huge role in the thoughts you think. If you're always consuming negative news, if you're spending hours scrolling through social media, if you're constantly around stress and chaos, it will affect your mind. You must take control of what you allow into your mental space. Read books that inspire you. Listen to people who motivate you. Watch things that educate you. If you fill your mind with good things, there won't be room for the toxic thoughts anymore. One of the best ways to clear out negative thoughts is through gratitude. When you focus on what you have, instead of what you lack, your entire mindset shifts. Take a moment every day to think about the good in your life. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be as simple as the fact that you have a roof over your head, food to eat, or a chance to improve yourself. Gratitude rewires your brain. It pushes out negativity and brings in a mindset of abundance. And let's talk about action. Because changing your thoughts isn't just about thinking differently. You have to act differently. If you want to replace toxic thoughts with positive ones, you have to prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are moving forward. That means setting goals and going after them. It means doing things that challenge you. It means stepping outside of your comfort zone. Confidence doesn't come from sitting around thinking positive thoughts. It comes from taking action and seeing real progress. Most people stay stuck in negativity because they are afraid. Afraid to fail, afraid to be judged, afraid to take risks. But let me tell you something. Fear is just a thought. It's not real. The moment you push through it, you realize it had no power over you. So if your mind is full of fear, you must face it head on. The more you do the things that scare you, the more fearless you become. And finally, understand this. Detoxing your mind is not a one-time thing. It's not something you do once and forget about. It's a daily practice. Every day, you must choose what kind of thoughts you will allow in. You must choose what kind of energy you will carry. And you must choose to let go of anything that does not serve you. So if you want to change your life, start with your thoughts. Get rid of the toxic beliefs. Replace them with powerful, positive ones. Take control of your mind, and you will take control of your future. Because the life you want is waiting for you. But you must be willing to clear out the negativity and step into the mindset that will get you there. Number 2, stop consuming negative news and protect your mental energy. If you want to take control of your mind, you must stop consuming negative news and protect your mental energy. Every day, people fill their minds with negativity without even realizing it. They wake up, check the news, scroll through their phones, and before they've even started their day, they've already filled their minds with stress, fear, and frustration. They do this day after day, and then they wonder why they feel drained, anxious, and unmotivated. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, you will never have the energy to build the life you want. That's why you must make a decision today to stop allowing negative information to control your thoughts. The world is full of distractions. Everywhere you turn, someone is trying to pull your attention toward fear, drama, and bad news. And the more you consume it, the more powerless you feel. That's what negativity does. It makes you feel small, weak, and stuck. It convinces you that no matter what you do, things will never change. But the truth is, you have the power to decide what you focus on. You don't have to let outside noise dictate your emotions. You don't have to absorb every problem the world throws at you. Your mental energy is your most valuable resource. And if you waste it on things you can't control, you will never have the strength to change what you can. Most people don't realize that their daily habits are shaping their mindset. If you start your day by reading bad news, your mind will carry that negativity with you throughout the day. It will affect your mood, your decisions, and your motivation. You might not even notice it, but that negativity is influencing the way you think, speak, and act. And over time, it becomes a pattern, a habit, something you do without even questioning it. You don't even realize how much it's weighing you down because you've gotten used to it. But if you want to protect your mental energy, you must break this cycle. You must take a step back and ask yourself, is this helping me? Is this making me stronger, more focused, more determined? Or is it making me feel stressed, overwhelmed, and hopeless? The truth is, most of what you see in the news is designed to make you feel powerless. It's designed to trigger fear, anger, and outrage. Why? Because that's what keeps people watching. That's what keeps them hooked. But if you want to build a strong mind, you must rise above it. You must recognize that constantly feeding your mind with negativity is not making you more informed. It's making you more anxious. It's not preparing you for success. It's draining your energy before you even get started. Now, some people will say, but I need to stay informed. And yes, you do. But there's a difference between staying informed and being consumed. Staying informed means knowing what's happening without letting it control your emotions. It means choosing when and how you take in information. Instead of allowing it to overwhelm you, it means being selective about what you read, watch, and listen to. Most people don't do this. They consume everything without question. They fill their minds with negativity from the moment they wake up until the moment they go to sleep. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, frustrated, and exhausted. But here's what you must understand. Your mind is like a battery. Every time you focus on something negative, you drain a little bit of that energy. And if you keep doing it all day, by the time you need to focus on your own goals, your own growth, your own success, you have nothing left. You've wasted all your energy on things that don't help you move forward. And the worst part, most of those things are outside of your control. You're stressing over things you can't change instead of using that energy to improve your own life. So what's the solution? The first step is to limit your exposure to negativity. That doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means being intentional about where you put your focus. It means setting boundaries with how much news you consume. Instead of checking the news first thing in the morning, use that time to focus on yourself. Read something that motivates you. Listen to something that inspires you. Set your own energy before letting outside forces influence it. The second step is to protect your environment. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, the content you consume. All of these things shape your mindset. If you're constantly around people who complain, who focus on problems instead of solutions, who always talk about what's wrong with the world, but never take action, that negativity will seep into your mind. And before you know it, you'll start thinking the same way. But if you surround yourself with people who focus on growth, who take responsibility for their lives, who believe in solutions instead of just problems, you will start to adopt that mindset too. You will start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. And the third step, shift your focus from what you can't control to what you can. Because at the end of the day, worrying about things you have no power over is a waste of time. But taking action in your own life, that's where your power is. That's where your energy should go. Instead of stressing over every negative headline, focus on what you can do today to improve your own situation. Instead of complaining about the problems in the world, work on becoming the kind of person who can create solutions. Because here's the truth. If you want to be strong, if you want to be successful, if you want to build a life that you are proud of, you must take control of your mind. And that starts with protecting your mental energy. That starts with deciding what you allow in and what you keep out. If something is draining you, distracting you, or pulling you away from your purpose, let it go. Stop giving your energy to things that don't serve you. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who consume the most information. They are the ones who know how to filter it. They are the ones who know how to stay focused on what truly matters. And you must do the same. Your mind is powerful, but only if you take care of it. Only if you stop filling it with negativity and start feeding it with thoughts that strengthen you. So make the decision today. Stop consuming negative news. Stop letting outside forces dictate your emotions. Stop wasting your energy on things that you can't control. Focus on what you can change. Protect your mind. Because if you take care of your thoughts will take care of your future. Number 3, cut out toxic people who drain your motivation. If you want to move forward in life, you must cut out toxic people who drain your motivation. The people you allow into your life will either push you forward or pull you down. They will either encourage you or destroy your ambition. And if you don't make the decision to protect your energy, you will waste years trying to drag people along who don't want to grow. You will spend your time explaining yourself, defending your dreams, and justifying your choices to people who never wanted to see you succeed in the first place. And in the end, you will look back and wonder why you never got where you wanted to be. It's because you let the wrong people stay too long. Some people will never support you. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you give, they will always find a way to make you feel like you're not enough. They will criticize your ambition, make you doubt yourself, and find problems in every solution you come up with. And if you keep them around, you will start to believe them. You will start to think that maybe they're right. Maybe your dreams are too big. Maybe you're not capable. Maybe you should settle for less. That's what toxic people do. They plant doubt in your mind. They make you question yourself until you no longer believe in your own potential. And if you don't recognize this pattern, you will stay stuck in the same place for years, trapped by the opinions of people who never had your best interests at heart. The truth is, you cannot afford to be around people who drain your energy. Every second you spend trying to convince the wrong people of your worth is a second you could be using to build the life you want. Every conversation that pulls you down is taking away from the energy you need to rise. Every moment spent with people who don't believe in you is a moment you could be using to become stronger, smarter, and more focused. And yet, most people hesitate to let go. They convince themselves that they owe it to these people to stay. They feel guilty. They don't want to be seen as selfish. But listen closely. Protecting your energy is not selfish. Cutting out toxic people is not cruel. It is necessary. It is the only way to create the life you deserve. Some people will argue, but they're my friends. They're my family. I can't just walk away. And that's the trap that keeps most people stuck. They think that because someone has been in their life for a long time, they are required to keep them there. But time does not equal loyalty. Just because someone has been in your life for years does not mean they deserve to be there for years to come. Some people were meant to be a lesson, not a lifetime. And if someone is constantly bringing you down, constantly making you feel small, constantly draining your motivation, it does not matter how long you've known them. If they are not good for your growth, they must go. You can always tell when someone is draining your motivation. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with them. Do you feel energized, inspired, and ready to take action? Or do you feel exhausted, frustrated, and full of self-doubt? The right people will lift you up, remind you of your strengths, and push you to be better. The wrong people will make you feel tired, make you question yourself, and pull you away from your goals. And the dangerous part, sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's not obvious negativity. It's small comments, passive-aggressive remarks, and a lack of support when you need it most. It's the feeling that no matter what you do, they never seem happy for you. And if you ignore those signs, you will allow those people to slowly drain you of everything you need to succeed. Cutting out toxic people is not easy, but it is necessary. And the moment you start protecting your space, you will feel the difference. You will have more energy. You will have more confidence. You will start to believe in yourself again. Because when you remove the voices that tell you you can't, you finally hear the voice inside you that tells you you can. And that voice has been there all along. It was just buried under the weight of the wrong people. Some people will not like it when you start distancing yourself. They will call you selfish, ungrateful, or arrogant. But that's because they benefited from your lack of boundaries. They got used to having access to your energy without giving anything in return. They got comfortable draining you. And when you take that power back, they will resist. But listen closely. You do not owe your future to anyone who refuses to grow. You do not have to shrink yourself to make others feel comfortable. Your responsibility is to your potential. Your responsibility is to your growth. Your responsibility is to become the best version of yourself. And you cannot do that while carrying the weight of people who refuse to change. You deserve to be around people who inspire you, who challenge you to be better, who celebrate your success instead of resenting it. You deserve friendships that push you forward, not hold you back. You deserve to wake up every day feeling motivated, not drained. And that means making hard choices. That means recognizing that not everyone can go where you're going. And that's okay. Some people are not meant to be in your future. And when you let them go, you make space for the right people to come in. Now, does this mean you have to cut people off without explanation? No. But it does mean setting boundaries. It does mean limiting your time with those who bring negativity into your life. It does mean deciding what kind of energy you will allow around you. And if someone refuses to respect that, then yes, you walk away. No guilt, no apology, no looking back. Because at the end of the day, your life is your responsibility. Your energy is your responsibility. And you cannot afford to waste it on people who don't value it. Make the decision today. Cut out the toxic people. Protect your motivation. Surround yourself with those who lift you up. And watch how your life changes. Because the moment you start choosing yourself, everything else starts falling into place. Number 4, declutter your mind by journaling your daily thoughts. Every single day, you have thousands of thoughts racing through your mind. Some are useful, some are distractions, and some are holding you back from moving forward. If you don't take the time to sort through those thoughts, they pile up, they create stress, they cause confusion, they make it harder to focus on what really matters. That's why writing down your thoughts every day is so important. It helps you clear the mental clutter and make sense of what's really going on inside your head. Most people go through life feeling overwhelmed, and they don't even realize why. Their mind is packed with worries, regrets, unfinished ideas, and scattered plans. They wake up feeling tired before the day even begins because their brain is carrying too much weight. But here's the truth. You don't have to carry everything in your mind. You don't have to let your thoughts control you. You can take charge. You can take charge. You can organize them. You can sort through them one by one and decide which ones serve you and which ones need to go. And the simplest way to do that is by journaling. Journaling is not about being a writer. It's not about using fancy words or trying to impress anyone. It's about getting everything out of your head and onto paper so you can see it clearly. Because when a thought stays in your mind, it feels bigger than it really is. But when you write it down, you take away its power. You turn a messy thought into something you can look at, understand, and deal with. And that's the first step to decluttering your mind. Getting the chaos out of your head and into a space where you can process it. Every morning or every night, take a few minutes to write down what's on your mind. What are you thinking about? What's stressing you out? What's making you feel excited? What's been bothering you? Just let it all out. Don't hold back. Don't try to make it perfect. Just write. It doesn't matter if your sentences don't make sense. It doesn't matter if your thoughts jump from one thing to another. The goal is to release the weight of your thoughts, so you're not carrying them around all day. Most people don't realize how much their unprocessed thoughts are draining their energy. They go through their day feeling distracted, anxious, or mentally exhausted, and they don't know why. It's because their mind is overloaded with too many open loops, unfinished thoughts, unresolved emotions, unspoken worries. And when your mind is cluttered, it's hard to focus. It's hard to make decisions. It's hard to feel in control of your life. But when you get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper, something shifts. You feel lighter. You feel clearer. You feel like you can finally breathe again. Journaling is also one of the best ways to understand yourself. When you write down your thoughts every day, you start to see patterns. You start to notice what thoughts keep coming back. You start to recognize what's really driving your emotions. Maybe you keep writing about the same problem over and over again. That's a sign that it needs your attention. Maybe you notice that certain situations always trigger stress. That's a sign that something needs to change. Writing gives you a mirror to your own mind. And once you see what's really there, you can start making better choices. Another powerful benefit of journaling is that it helps you let go of negativity. Most people carry around frustration, resentment, or disappointment without realizing it. They keep replaying old conversations in their mind. They keep thinking about what went wrong. And the more they hold on to those thoughts, the heavier they feel. But when you write it all down, you release it. You don't have to carry it anymore. You can put it on paper, close the notebook, and move on. That's why so many successful people journal every day. It's their way of clearing out the negativity so they can focus on their goals. If you want to detox your mind, start journaling daily. Make it a habit. Treat it like brushing your teeth. Something you do every day to stay mentally clean. It doesn't take long. Just 5 or 10 minutes can make a huge difference. And you don't have to follow any strict rules. You can write about your goals, your fears, your progress, or your struggles. You can write a list of everything that's on your mind. You can write a single sentence about how you're feeling. The important thing is that you're releasing what's in your mind instead of letting it build up. Some people say, I don't know what to write about. That's because they've never taken the time to listen to their own thoughts. But if you sit down with a notebook and ask yourself, what's on my mind? The answers will come. You might be surprised by what you discover. Maybe you've been worrying about something without realizing it. Maybe you've been ignoring a dream that keeps calling you. Maybe you've been stuck in the same thought patterns for years. Writing it down brings it to the surface, so you can finally deal with it. Another simple way to start is by writing down 3 things you're grateful for every day. Gratitude shifts your focus. When your mind is cluttered with stress and negativity, gratitude helps you remember what's good in your life. And when you make it a habit to write down what you appreciate, you train your mind to focus on positivity. That alone can change everything. Journaling is also one of the best ways to track your growth. When you look back at what you wrote a week ago, a month ago, or a year ago, you can see how much you've changed. You can see how far you've come. You can see the challenges you've overcome and the progress you've made. And that gives you confidence. It reminds you that no matter what you're facing right now, you will get through it. You always do. The key is to be consistent. Just like physical clutter piles up when you don't clean your space, mental clutter builds up when you don't clear your mind. If you only journal once in a while, your mind will stay messy. But if you make it a daily habit, you will notice a huge difference in how you feel. You will be calmer. You will be more focused. You will be in control of your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. The people who succeed in life are the ones who take care of their minds. They don't let negative thoughts take over. They don't let mental clutter slow them down. They make time to process their emotions, organize their ideas, and release their worries. And because of that, they are able to move forward with clarity and confidence. If you're serious about detoxing your mind, start journaling today. Get a notebook. Open a blank page. Write down whatever is on your mind. Let it all out. Don't filter it. Don't hold back. Do this every day and watch what happens. You will feel lighter. You will feel more in control. You will feel like your mind is finally your own again. And once your mind is clear, you will have the energy, focus, and motivation to create the life you truly want. Number 5, practice deep breathing to clear stress and anxiety. Stress is one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and a clear, focused mind. It clouds your thinking, drains your energy, and makes even simple decisions feel overwhelming. When stress builds up, it doesn't just stay in your mind, it spreads to your body. Your shoulders tighten, your chest feels heavy, and your breathing becomes shallow. Your mind races, and suddenly, everything feels like too much. But there's a simple way to take back control, to calm the storm inside you, and bring yourself back to clarity. Deep breathing. Most people don't realize how powerful their breath is. They go through life breathing without thinking, never noticing that their shallow, quick breaths are keeping them in a state of stress and tension. But your breath is directly connected to your nervous system. When you're anxious, your breathing speeds up. When you're calm, your breathing slows down. And the best part, you can control it. You can shift from stress to relaxation in just a few minutes by changing the way you breathe. Deep breathing is not complicated. It doesn't require special equipment. You don't need to be in a quiet room or sitting in a certain position. You can do it anywhere, at any time, and the benefits are immediate. When you take a slow, deep breath, you send a signal to your brain that everything is okay. You tell your body to relax, to let go of tension, to stop panicking. Your heart rate slows down, your muscles loosen up, and your mind becomes clearer. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Your thoughts were racing, your body felt tense, and it seemed like you couldn't focus on anything. That's the effect of stress. But if you had taken just a few deep breaths in that moment, you would have felt a shift. The chaos in your mind would have started to settle. The tightness in your chest would have eased. Your ability to think clearly would have returned. That's the power of deep breathing. Most people underestimate the impact of their breath because it's something they do automatically. They assume that because they're alive and breathing, they don't need to pay attention to it. But if you're breathing in a shallow, rapid way all day long, you're keeping yourself in a constant state of stress. You might not even realize it, but your body does. You feel more tired than you should. You struggle to focus. You react emotionally instead of thinking logically. You feel drained at the end of the day, not because of what you did, but because of how your body has been handling stress without you realizing it. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine training yourself to breathe deeply and calmly throughout the day. Instead of reacting with tension, you respond with clarity. Instead of feeling anxious, you feel centered. Instead of carrying stress, you release it. That's what deep breathing does. It gives you control over your state of mind. The best way to start is simple. Right now, wherever you are, take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs completely. Hold it for a few seconds. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. Do it again. Feel the tension leaving your body as you exhale. Notice how your mind starts to feel calmer. That's all it takes. If you practice this daily, your body will start to adapt. Stress won't hit you as hard. Anxiety won't take over as quickly. You will be able to handle challenges with a clearer mind, because your nervous system will be trained to stay calm. One of the best ways to use deep breathing is in the morning. Before you check your phone, before you think about what you need to do for the day, take a few deep breaths. This sets the tone for the rest of your day. It puts you in control instead of letting stress control you. Another powerful time to use deep breathing is when you feel overwhelmed. The moment you notice your mind racing or your body tensing up, stop. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath and slow everything down. This breaks the cycle of stress before it takes over. You can also use deep breathing before important situations, before a big decision, before a conversation that makes you nervous, before you start working on something that requires focus. When you breathe deeply, you give yourself a moment to reset. You shift from being reactive to being intentional. Over time, deep breathing becomes a habit. You no longer have to remind yourself to do it because it becomes natural. Your body starts to breathe more deeply on its own. You carry less tension. You have more energy. You feel more in control. And the best part, the effects build up. The more you practice, the more your mind and body learn to stay in a state of calm and clarity. Most people let stress run their lives. They allow tension to build up day after day, never realizing that they have the power to stop it. They don't take control of their breath, so their breath controls them. But you don't have to live that way. You can take back control. You can train yourself to handle stress differently. And it starts with something as simple as breathing deeply. Deep breathing is not just a technique. It's a tool. It's a tool that allows you to navigate life with more peace, more focus, and more resilience. The more you use it, the stronger you become. The next time you feel overwhelmed, remember you don't have to let stress take over. You can pause, you can breathe, you can reset. And when you do, you will realize that you have far more control over your mind and emotions than you ever thought possible. Number 6, unplug from social media and regain your mental focus. It consumes your attention, drains your energy, and pulls you away from what truly matters. It was designed to connect people, but in reality, it often does the opposite. It keeps you hooked, scrolling endlessly, wasting hours that you will never get back. And the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening. Every time you check your phone, your mind shifts away from the present moment. Instead of focusing on your goals, your growth, or your own life, you get pulled into other people's highlights. You see their vacations, their achievements, their carefully curated moments, and you start comparing. You start feeling like you're behind, like your life isn't exciting enough, like you need to do more, have more, be more. But what you don't see is the full picture. You don't see the struggles, the failures, the moments of doubt. You only see what they want you to see. And if you're not careful, you fall into the trap of measuring your life against an illusion. But it's not just comparison, that's the problem. Social media trains your brain to seek constant stimulation. Every like, every comment, every notification gives you a little hit of dopamine, the same chemical that drives addiction. And just like any addiction, it becomes a habit. You start checking your phone the moment you wake up. You reach for it when you're bored. You scroll without thinking. And before you know it, an hour has passed, and you've gained nothing. The real cost of social media isn't just time, it's focus, it's clarity. It's the ability to be present, to think deeply, to create, to grow. When your mind is constantly being pulled in 100 different directions, you lose the ability to concentrate. You struggle to complete tasks. You feel scattered, overwhelmed, mentally exhausted. You find it hard to sit with your own thoughts because your brain is wired for distractions. If you want to regain control of your mind, you need to unplug, not just for a few minutes, but for long enough to break the cycle, long enough to feel the difference. Imagine going an entire day without checking your phone. Imagine sitting in silence without feeling the need to scroll. Imagine having a conversation where your full attention is on the person in front of you, instead of the screen in your hand. That's what focus feels like. That's what clarity feels like. And once you experience it, you'll realize how much social media has been stealing from you. The first step to unplugging is awareness. You need to recognize how often you reach for your phone, how much time you spend scrolling, how distracted you feel after being on social media. Most people don't even realize the extent of their addiction. They tell themselves they're just checking for a minute, but that minute turns into 10, then 20, then an hour. They think they're in control, but in reality, the app is controlling them. Once you become aware, the next step is to take action. Set limits, decide how much time you're willing to give to social media each day, and stick to it. Turn off notifications that constantly pull your attention. Delete apps that add no real value to your life. Create a space where your mind can breathe, where you're not being bombarded with endless information. Unplugging doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. It doesn't mean you have to delete everything and disappear. It means taking back control, using social media with intention, instead of letting it use you. It means prioritizing real life over the digital one. Choosing focus over distractions. Choosing depth over surface-level engagement. When you unplug, you will notice something interesting. Your mind will feel lighter. Your thoughts will be clearer. You will have more energy, more creativity, more patience. You will start to see the world differently, not through the filtered lens of a screen, but as it truly is. You will rediscover the joy of simple moments, the feeling of being fully present, the ability to engage deeply in your work, your relationships, your passions. Most people are afraid to unplug because they don't know what to do with themselves without social media. They've become so used to the constant stimulation that silence feels uncomfortable. But discomfort is where growth happens. It forces you to face yourself, to think, to reflect, to ask important questions. What do you really want? What is truly important to you? What are you doing with your time, your energy, your life? Unplugging gives you back something invaluable, your own mind. It frees you from the distractions that have been keeping you stuck. It allows you to focus on what actually matters. It helps you take back control of your attention, your habits, your future. If you want to be more productive, unplug. If you want to be more present, unplug. If you want to reduce stress, unplug. If you want to live a more meaningful life, unplug. The answers you're looking for aren't on your screen. They're within you, but you'll never hear them if you're too busy scrolling. Number 7. Start your day with powerful affirmations and intentions. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. The way you start determines how you think, how you feel, and how you act. If you wake up feeling defeated, unmotivated, or distracted, that energy carries with you into every decision, every conversation, every task. But if you start your day with power, clarity, and purpose, you take control. You direct your mind instead of letting circumstances direct you. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is through affirmations and intentions. Affirmations are not just words, they are commands to your subconscious mind. They shape your beliefs, your attitude, and ultimately, your results. The words you repeat to yourself every morning influence the way you see yourself and the world. If you wake up saying, "I'm tired, I don't feel like doing anything today, my life is stressful," then your mind will find reasons to make those statements true. But if you wake up saying, "I am strong, I am disciplined, I am focused, today I will make progress," your mind will align with that reality. Most people don't realize the power of their self-talk. They go through life repeating negative statements without thinking. "I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Nothing ever works out for me." And then they wonder why they feel stuck, why nothing seems to change. The truth is, your mind is always listening. It takes in everything you say and acts accordingly. If you feed it negativity, it will give you more negativity. If you feed it strength, confidence, and determination, it will reflect that in your actions. That's why starting your day with powerful affirmations is so important. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about programming your mind for success. It's about training yourself to focus on what you can do instead of what you can't. It's about taking responsibility for your mindset instead of letting old patterns control you. When you wake up in the morning, before you reach for your phone, before you get lost in distractions, take a moment to set the foundation for your day. Speak words of strength. "I am in control of my mind and my actions." Speak words of discipline. "I follow through on my commitments, no matter how I feel." Speak words of confidence. "I have everything I need to succeed." The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they sink into your subconscious, and over time they become your reality. But affirmations alone are not enough. You also need to set clear intentions for your day. Most people wake up and go through their day on autopilot. They react to whatever happens instead of taking control. They get distracted. They procrastinate. They let outside influences dictate their mood. But when you set an intention, you decide in advance how your day will go. You set a standard for how you will think, how you will act, how you will respond. An intention is a commitment to yourself. It's a declaration of what you will focus on and how you will show up. Today, I will stay focused on my priorities. Today, I will bring my best energy to everything I do. Today, I will not let distractions steal my time. When you set an intention in the morning, you give your mind direction. You tell it, this is what matters today. And your mind will follow that command. Intentions create clarity. Clarity creates action. Action creates results. When you wake up without a clear intention, you drift. You get pulled into distractions. You waste time on things that don't matter. But when you wake up and declare, this is what I will accomplish today, you take control. You move with purpose. You eliminate excuses. Affirmations and intentions work because they shift your focus. And what you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you will see more problems. If you focus on solutions, you will find solutions. If you focus on reasons why you can't, you will stay stuck. If you focus on reasons why you can, you will move forward. It's that simple. But here's the key. You must be consistent. Doing this for one day won't change your life. Doing it every single day will. Repetition is what creates belief. When you say an affirmation once, it's just words. When you say it every morning, it becomes a part of you. The more you repeat a statement, the more your mind accepts it as truth. And once your mind believes it, your actions will align with it. Your words are powerful, but only if you use them with intention. Don't just say things mindlessly. Feel the words as you speak them. Visualize them as if they are already true. If you say, I am confident, stand tall, breathe deeply, and embody confidence. If you say, I am disciplined, commit to following through on your promises. Your actions must reinforce your words. Some people say, I don't feel like affirmations work for me. That's because they haven't done it long enough. They expect instant results. But think about how many years you've spent telling yourself negative things. You've had years of programming working against you. Rewiring your mind takes time. You have to be patient. You have to stay committed. And you have to believe that change is possible. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. If they feel motivated, they take action. If they don't, they do nothing. That's why they stay stuck. Affirmations and intentions train you to take action regardless of how you feel. They give you control over your mindset. And when you control your mindset, you control your life. So tomorrow morning before you get out of bed, take a deep breath and decide. Decide who you will be today. Decide what you will focus on. Decide how you will show up. Speak words that empower you. Set an intention that gives you direction. And then follow through. Success isn't about luck. It's about habits. And the habit of starting your day with powerful affirmations and clear intentions will transform your life. Because when you control your mind, you control everything. Number 8, feed your mind with books that inspire growth. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. But just like any tool, it needs the right fuel to function at its best. What you feed your mind determines how you think, how you perceive the world, and ultimately, how you live your life. If you fill your mind with distractions, negativity, and mindless entertainment, don't be surprised when your focus, creativity, and discipline suffer. But if you fill it with knowledge, wisdom, and inspiration, you give yourself an undeniable advantage. You sharpen your thinking, elevate your perspective, and unlock new levels of potential. Books have the power to transform you in ways nothing else can. Unlike social media, which bombards you with fragmented, shallow information, books take you deep. They allow you to immerse yourself in new ideas, challenge your thinking, and develop the mindset needed to succeed. Every great leader, thinker, and innovator understands this. They read obsessively, not because they have to, but because they know that the right book can change the way they see everything. The problem is, most people don't read. They consume endless hours of entertainment, but claim they don't have time for books. They waste precious energy on things that don't help them grow while neglecting one of the most powerful habits they could ever develop. Reading isn't just about gathering information. It's about transformation. It's about expanding your mind, upgrading your beliefs, and sharpening your decision-making. If you want to grow, you must be intentional about what you put into your brain. The books you choose matter. It's not just about reading anything. It's about reading what will push you forward. You need books that challenge your thinking, that introduce you to new ways of seeing the world, that inspire you to take action. Reading the right books is like having conversations with the greatest minds in history. It's like getting mentorship from those who have already figured out the answers you're searching for. A single idea from a book can change the course of your life forever. If you want to develop unshakable confidence, read books on self-discipline, mindset, and resilience. If you want to build wealth, study books on financial intelligence, investing, and entrepreneurship. If you want to master relationships, learn from books on psychology, communication, and emotional intelligence. Whatever area of life you want to improve, there's a book that holds the knowledge you need, but you have to make the choice to pick it up and apply what you learn. The biggest mistake people make is reading without action. They highlight, take notes, and feel inspired in the moment, but then they do nothing with it. Knowledge without execution is worthless. The purpose of reading isn't to collect information. It's to change behavior. Every book you read should lead to an improvement in your thinking, your habits, and your results. If you're not applying what you're learning, you're wasting your time. Make reading a daily habit. Even if it's just 10 pages a day, over time, it will compound into massive growth. 10 pages a day is 300 pages a month. That's 12 minus 15 books a year. Imagine how much your life could change if you absorbed the wisdom from 15 powerful books every year. Imagine how much sharper, wiser, and more disciplined you'd become. The people who win in life are the ones who never stop learning. They keep feeding their minds, refining their skills, and pushing their limits. When you start reading consistently, you'll notice something incredible happening. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your problem-solving abilities will sharpen. Your conversations will become deeper and more meaningful. You'll start connecting ideas in ways you never did before. Books will teach you things about yourself that you didn't even know were possible. They will introduce you to new perspectives, help you break through mental barriers, and unlock potential you didn't even realize you had. Most people limit themselves not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they have the wrong inputs. They are consuming the wrong things, listening to the wrong people, and following the wrong influences. But the moment you start feeding your mind with knowledge, everything shifts. Your self-doubt fades. Your vision expands. Your confidence skyrockets. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You start to believe in what's possible rather than what's comfortable. The best part is, reading costs almost nothing. It's the highest return on investment you will ever find. A book that costs $10 can give you an idea that makes you millions. A book that takes a few hours to read can save you years of struggle. It can prevent you from making costly mistakes, give you the blueprint to success, and accelerate your growth beyond what you thought was possible. But it only works if you take it seriously. Don't just read for entertainment. Read with intention. Read with purpose. Approach every book like a mission to extract the most valuable insights possible. Ask yourself, how can I apply this to my life? Take notes, reflect on what you've learned, implement it immediately. Let books be your guide, your mentor, your secret weapon for success. The world is full of distractions trying to steal your focus. Reading is one of the few things that will give you back control. If you want to feed your mind properly, you must also eliminate the junk. Just like your body, your brain can't function at its best if it's constantly consuming garbage. Limit your exposure to mindless social media, negative news, and shallow content. Be intentional about what you allow into your consciousness. Surround yourself with wisdom, not noise. Read books that make you think, that push you beyond your comfort zone, that force you to grow. Your future self will thank you for it. You are always being shaped by the information you consume. Every word, every idea, every insight influences who you become. Make the choice to feed your mind with greatness, because when you do, you will start to think bigger, act bolder, and create a future that others only dream of. Number 9, develop self-discipline by controlling your daily habits. It's not a switch you can flip to, instantly become a focused, productive, and efficient person. It's the result of consistently controlling your daily habits. The key to mastering self-discipline isn't about forcing yourself to perform a task once in a while. It's about taking small, consistent actions day in and day out that slowly, steadily, and surely form the foundation of success. Most people underestimate the power of daily habits. They think success comes from occasional bursts of motivation, moments when they feel inspired and decide to go all out. But real success comes from what you do when you don't feel like it, from what you commit to when the excitement has faded. It's those small, repeated actions over time that build the life you want. Start with this. Understand that every habit you form, every action you take, is either building towards your goals or taking you further away from them. There is no middle ground. The simple actions you take every single day create the momentum that carries you forward, or the lack of action drags you into mediocrity. You are always in the process of creating yourself. What you do today impacts who you become tomorrow. Let's look at how self-discipline is built through daily habits. The first step is understanding that your habits shape your life. The routine you create will determine the kind of person you become. If you wake up and the first thing you do is scroll through social media, watch the news, and let external distractions dictate your morning, that sets the tone for the rest of the day. But if you start your day with intention, choosing the first few hours to be focused on your most important goals, then you've already set yourself on the path to success. You have to ask yourself, what habits are you nurturing? Are you developing habits that serve your long-term vision? Are you nurturing habits that take you closer to where you want to be? Or are you wasting time on activities that do nothing but fill space in your life? Take a hard look at your day-to-day actions. The things you're doing repeatedly are what's creating your future. Make sure those things are aligned with your dreams. Developing self-discipline begins with the small things. A lot of people think self-discipline is about doing the big, hard things. But really, it starts with the little habits you repeat every day. Are you getting up on time? Are you planning your day? Are you staying focused during the hours you've set aside for work? Are you making the effort to stay away from distractions? One of the most important habits to develop is the habit of planning your day. Every successful person I know follows a simple principle. They plan their day the night before. They decide what they need to accomplish, and then they commit to doing it. Planning isn't a waste of time. It's the foundation for your self-discipline. When you set your intentions for the day, you take control of how the day will unfold. You don't let the day control you. Once your day is planned, you need to protect your time. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, endless emails, notifications, and all the demands of life constantly pull you away from your most important work. Self-discipline means protecting your time like a precious resource. You have to be ruthless in setting boundaries. If you've scheduled time for deep work, don't allow yourself to be interrupted. If you've planned an hour to exercise, don't let anything get in the way. It's easy to get distracted by things that seem urgent but aren't important. The trick is learning to differentiate between what truly matters and what is just noise. When you develop self-discipline, you learn how to block out the noise and focus on what's going to move you closer to your goals. You're not at the mercy of distractions. You control them. Another essential habit for building self-discipline is consistency. It's easy to get excited about something for a few days or even a week. But real discipline is about showing up every single day. The days when you don't feel like it, the days when your energy is low, when you'd rather skip the gym or take a break from your business. Those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days that separate the people who succeed from the people who never get anywhere. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will mess up. You will fall short. You will have days when you fail to meet your own standards. But self-discipline means getting back up the next day and trying again. It means acknowledging the mistake, learning from it, and making sure it doesn't happen again. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail and keep going. They turn setbacks into fuel. Building self-discipline also involves controlling your impulses. Every day you are faced with countless choices that test your willpower. Do you get up early and work on your most important task? Or do you hit snooze and roll over? Do you eat the healthy meal you've prepared? Or do you give in to the temptation of fast food? Do you stay focused on your goals? Or do you let your mind wander off track? Self-discipline is about controlling those impulses and making the choice that aligns with your long-term goals, even when it's hard. You need to ask yourself, do I want to feel good right now? Or do I want to feel proud of myself in the long run? The first choice is easy, but it's the second one that will build your future. Self-discipline means delaying gratification. It means making the hard choice now so that you can experience the rewards later. And those rewards are worth it. The sense of accomplishment, the confidence, the growth. It all comes from building self-discipline through consistent, focused habits. Another critical aspect of developing self-discipline is learning to enjoy the process. Most people think of discipline as something they have to endure. They see it as a burden, something they have to force themselves through. But that's not true discipline. True self-discipline comes from finding joy in the journey. It comes from understanding that each step you take is moving you closer to the person you want to become. If you're constantly struggling and feeling resentful about your daily habits, you're doing it wrong. When you love the process, you won't have to force yourself. The motivation will come naturally. Building self-discipline also means setting clear, achievable goals. Without goals, you have no direction. You have no reason to be disciplined. Goals give you purpose. They make every action you take meaningful. But you can't just set any goal. You need goals that challenge you, stretch you, and make you grow. A goal that's too easy won't push you to develop the discipline needed to achieve it. A goal that's too hard can overwhelm you and make you want to quit. The key is to find goals that are challenging but achievable with effort and consistency. Then break them down into daily actions that you can take without fail. The bottom line is that self-discipline is not about forcing yourself to work harder. It's about creating habits that lead to success. It's about mastering the daily decisions that, when repeated over time, will bring you closer to your goals. You can't control the world around you, but you can control your habits. And when you take control of your habits, you take control of your life. So ask yourself, what habits do I need to develop today in order to build the life I want tomorrow? Number 10, prioritize sleep to reset and strengthen your mind. When it comes to prioritizing your mental and physical well-being, few things are more critical than sleep. Sleep isn't just a passive activity that allows you to rest and recharge. It is an essential process that directly affects your productivity, emotional resilience, mental clarity, and overall health. Far too often, we treat sleep as a luxury or something that can be compromised in favor of work, social obligations, or entertainment. The truth, however, is that sleep is the ultimate reset button for your body and mind. And by neglecting it, we sabotage our long-term success and well-being. When we think about improving ourselves, we tend to focus on actions, on how hard we work, how disciplined we are, how much we push ourselves to achieve. However, there's a missing piece to the equation. Rest. It's not about how much you do, it's about how well you recharge. Without sufficient sleep, all the hard work you put in during the day becomes less effective. No amount of coffee, energy drinks, or willpower can replace the need for proper rest. Sleep is the foundation upon which all your efforts to improve yourself and your life are built. A lack of sleep affects our cognitive abilities. We become forgetful, less able to concentrate, and prone to making errors. Sleep plays a key role in consolidating memories, processing emotions, and strengthening our ability to think critically. When we are well rested, we are sharper, more focused, and capable of navigating even the most challenging tasks with ease. Our decision-making improves, our creative thinking flows, and we feel more confident in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. Sleep is also deeply intertwined with emotional well-being. When you are sleep-deprived, you're more likely to feel irritable, anxious, or even depressed. Your emotional responses become heightened, and your ability to cope with stress diminishes. But when you prioritize sleep, you equip yourself with the emotional stability to deal with challenges in a calm, measured way. Your capacity for empathy, patience, and emotional intelligence increases, and you are more present in your interactions with others. One of the most powerful benefits of sleep is its ability to reset your body. During sleep, your body goes into repair mode. It heals damaged cells, strengthens your immune system, and resets hormonal balances. Without enough sleep, these crucial restorative processes are impaired, leaving you vulnerable to illness and fatigue. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury, it's an investment in your long-term health. Your body and mind need sleep to reset and strengthen, ensuring that you wake up ready to face the day with energy and vitality. Sleep is also vital for maintaining a strong sense of discipline. When we don't get enough rest, our willpower diminishes. The more tired we are, the harder it becomes to stick to our routines and stay focused on our goals. We're more likely to give in to distractions, procrastinate, and abandon our plans. But when we prioritize sleep, we're able to approach our daily tasks with greater clarity and purpose. Our minds are sharp, and we're better equipped to resist the temptations that often derail us from our path. There's a reason why successful people prioritize sleep. They understand its value. Sleep isn't something to be earned after a long day of work. It's the fuel that makes everything else possible. No amount of hustle or grind can compensate for a lack of sleep. In fact, consistent sleep deprivation can actually make you less productive and more prone to burnout. By making sleep a non-negotiable part of your routine, you ensure that you are always functioning at your best, physically and mentally. So how do you prioritize sleep effectively? It starts with recognizing that sleep isn't just something you do at the end of the day. It's something you actively cultivate throughout your entire day. First and foremost, create a sleep schedule that aligns with your natural circadian rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. Creating a relaxing bedtime routine is also essential. Avoid stimulating activities, such as checking emails or scrolling through social media, right before bed. Instead, unwind with calming activities that signal to your body that it's time to rest. You might read a book, take a warm bath, or practice deep breathing exercises. The goal is to create a sense of calm and relaxation that prepares your body for sleep. Your sleep environment plays a crucial role in the quality of your rest. Make sure your bedroom is a sanctuary for sleep, a quiet, dark, and cool space where you can truly unwind. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows that support restful sleep, and remove any distractions that might interfere with your ability to drift off. Another important aspect of prioritizing sleep is managing your energy levels throughout the day. You might think that staying busy and constantly being on the go will make you more productive, but over time this can lead to mental and physical exhaustion. Instead, balance your work and rest periods. Take breaks throughout the day to recharge, and avoid overscheduling yourself. If you've been working hard, it's okay to rest. Your body and mind need it to function at their best. In addition to giving yourself ample time to rest, make sure you're nourishing your body properly. What you eat and drink has a direct impact on your sleep quality. Avoid heavy meals or caffeine close to bedtime, as they can interfere with your ability to fall asleep. Opt for light, healthy snacks in the evening that won't disrupt your sleep cycle. Staying hydrated throughout the day is also essential for maintaining energy levels and promoting restorative sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It is an essential tool for building resilience, strength, and mental clarity. By prioritizing sleep, you give your body and mind the chance to reset, recover, and recharge. You set yourself up for success by ensuring that you're operating at your best, physically and mentally. If you want to build lasting success, become more productive, and develop your full potential, you must make sleep a priority. Remember that self-discipline isn't just about pushing yourself harder or working longer hours. It's about taking care of yourself so you can show up as your best self each day. Sleep is an investment in your future. It's the foundation for everything you want to accomplish. When you sleep well, you set the stage for a successful, fulfilled, and balanced life. Make sleep a priority, and watch how it transforms every area of your life.